Jay Verna and Josh Betts from the Webster Recreation Center, along with Dr. Mike Stewart from Genesee Valley Physical Therapy. Episode 2, a TrainSmart585 podcast. Hopefully you guys got it. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully you guys had a chance to check out the first episode. There's some good content. The whole idea here is for us to take 2 or 3 questions that we get, hopefully from you, so don't be afraid to comment. That's why we're doing this. It's for you guys. Anything you want to know in the world of injury rehab, physical therapy, wellness, health, nutrition, strength, conditioning, we will do our best to answer for you. So please leave some comments, pass this on, share this. We'd like to get as many views as possible and help as many people as we can. So episode 2, as I said, look up the second one. We have a YouTube channel, TrainSmart585.
Yep.
So you can check us out there. We got a lot of other videos that we're posting regularly. So
we also link it on the GVPT Facebook page and the Webster Rec Facebook page too. So multiple places to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So happy Halloween. We're going to leave it up to you guys to guess what we dressed as today. And first question.
All right. So I got a question this week, and it was perfect timing because I actually read an article from Dr. Religioso, who's a really well-known PT in the Buffalo region, but it was on weight loss. What is the best to do, weight training versus cardio? So I guess I'll start with that. So we have a program at GVPT called MOVE, and it's for obesity and health and wellness, and it's a 12-week program. And our programs kind of incorporate both weight training and cardio. So from this article, I got a lot of good details and why it's good to do both. But essentially, like, cardio is good at burning calories. So if we take 30 minutes of cardio at a moderate intensity and 30 minutes of weight training at a moderate intensity, we're going to burn more calories with aerobic exercise or cardio work. However, there are some benefits to weight training when it comes to weight loss too, because it turns fat into muscle, and muscle burns more calories at rest than fat, right? We know that. So there's benefits to both, cardio burning it more, but muscle being better than fat. So, there's been some developments in exercise like HIIT programs, high intensity interval training.
Yeah.
They offer that here too, where it's kind of a mixture of both. It's cardio and exercise. It's short bursts of, intense exercise essentially.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you the best of both worlds when you're trying to burn calories if you're appropriate to do that. So, with our programs, we always stress both. Build muscle because that reduces fat, and then do some sort of aerobic or cardio activity to burn the calories, and that usually leads to the best kind of like body composition changes, at least in my experience, my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think you certainly hit it. There's a few things to keep in mind. Certainly what Mike says, when it comes to strength training, that's the best way to increase what we call our lean mass or muscle. And not to get too sciencey with this, there's a lot that actually goes into it. The bottom line is a good mixture of both. But if you think about muscle is much more of a metabolically active tissue. Fat is basically stored energy. If the body doesn't need it, it's going to store it for use later on if it needs it. So if we can increase our lean mass or muscle mass, it has the effect of having a higher metabolic effect overall, so we can maybe burn more calories at rest. So this is kind of the basic way of looking at it. The way we like the program here, and I'm sure Josh will certainly chime in on this, is a good blend of all of it. And we haven't even touched probably the most important part of weight loss, which people probably don't want to hear, but that's the whole nutrition thing and managing the whole calories in, calories out. So it doesn't have to be super complex. We try to make it as simple as we can, but I think a nice blend of everything. And certainly if you're just starting out working out, getting your body used to more repetitive exercise, your basic cardio type exercises, and then getting a good foundation of weight training, and then gradually maybe incorporating some more of those HIIT classes that Mike mentioned, high intensity interval training. They're not for everybody, and it's not something you want to jump right into, but having a nice blend throughout your training week of some high intensity and then some lower intensity, longer duration. So think being on a treadmill for 30, 60 minutes or an elliptical or a bike, whatever it is you like to do. Coupled with maybe 2 or 3 strength sessions per week is probably going to be your best option for managing weight, and then also throwing in that whole nutrition piece. So I don't know what you think, Doc.
You gotta keep like your body guessing too. You don't want to do the same exact things as repetitively.
It's about adaptation. You want to have just that right amount dose to produce an adaptation, but not so much where you're going to cause your body to not be able to recover properly. And that's a whole other part of it. We could do a podcast on just recovery, but things like insufficient sleep, which can really disrupt hormone levels, can have a profound effect on your body's ability to burn fat and lose weight. So there's so much that goes into it. The whole stress, exercise is a stress. So if you're already in a stress condition with your job and your life, and then you're piling it on with hit workout after hit workout, you're basically digging a hole that your body is probably not going to be able to come out of. And losing weight, burning fat is probably not going to happen for you. So it's kind of a holistic approach when you really look at it. And we tend to break it down for individuals when we work with them, but hopefully that kind of gives a general answer to it. If you have anything to say there, Mr. Best?
That's it. To keep it short, have a good mix of both, making sure we're sleeping right. Most importantly, our nutrition, what are we eating? Is it clean foods? We're getting plenty of vegetables. Lean proteins in
vegetables.
Yeah, vegetables. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good carb sources, minimally processed foods.
Healthy fats.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. It's like everybody's like, I can't eat fats or anything, right? But fat's good for our diet. It's gotta be healthy fat. Don't be chewing grizzle off the T-bone steak. But we should have a talk about it. That should be another question another week on nutrition.
Because we could go down that rabbit hole and we wouldn't be off for several hours.
Something that too to make notice is that a lot of people, when they get in a weight loss program, they see like results really quick and they burn like a lot of weight quickly. But then sometimes they start to gain a little weight because muscle weighs more than fat, and that's okay. That's why we gauge it not just based on weight, but what your
you want to look at
circumference measurements.
The composition and the distribution of the weight is the most important from a health factor. So you could be gaining a little bit weight, but if your clothes are fitting better, a little bit looser, girth measurements, simple things that you can do just to check them regularly, you should start seeing that. So you're not getting frustrated if the scale's not moving the way you want it to. So,
all right, second question. Why is the incline bench harder to do than the flat bench when lifting? So I think this was a question that you got, Jay, or Josh.
I think it's directed at
bro science, right?
Yeah,
bro science.
We're gonna bro science this one to make it the easiest analogy of it. If you're bench pressing, so I'm going to show you everybody from the side. You just picture my back's flat. I'm pressing the weight straight away. You have a whole lot of chest recruitment as well as shoulders and triceps versus on an incline, you're going to be using, some using a little bit of chest, but not as much as if you're on a flat bench. Incline, you're kind of pressing up, so it's going to be a lot more shoulder and tricep dominant versus incorporating your entire, pectoral, muscle group into that movement. So, with that said, we're already taking away a huge muscle group that's, it's going to be a great presser. So as soon as you put yourself on that incline, kind of pressing up a little bit more, you're just taking away a little bit more of a muscle group to help assist as you press away. That's, I think, in layman's terms.
Muscles like to work at their optimal length, and when you add incline, it takes some of that optimal length away from the bigger muscle group. So the smaller groups have to do more of the work. So that's why, another reason it can be harder for some people.
I think it also changes the range of motion too. When you change the angle at the shoulder, flat bench here as opposed to more of an incline right here, you're actually increasing the range of motion that you have to go through. If you're doing a full range bench press, which not everybody does, as we know. Yeah. So, in which case this whole point of discussion is moot. So, and that's another reason why too, if you look at it, decline, we tend to be able to lift a little bit more. Again, we're decreasing that angle, decreasing the range of motion, and again, we're bringing in different muscle groups. So it's kind of a physics/biomechanics type of issue.
Gotta get those force vectors drawn.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got to bring out the whiteboard.
No, I know, right?
I think that's probably the easiest way to explain it. Is think of like if somebody's doing an overhead press, and you're pressing straight up. You don't have your chest to incorporate in that movement. On an incline, using a little bit of chest, but it's not as much as if you were on a flat bench where you're going to have that entire pectoral with shoulder and triceps driving through. Incline, it's going to take that away. And overhead, you have no chest involvement. It's just going to be shoulders and triceps. But each one of those variations from flat to incline, you're going to notice a decrease in the amount of weight that you're able to use.
And that's okay.
That's okay. though.
Completely
That's okay.
normal.
Completely normal. Yeah.
All right. So those are the 2 questions we had this week for the podcast. Again, we try and do 2 to 3 every week. So submit your questions or comments below.
Please.
Let us know what you want to hear from us, and then we'll kind of tailor our episode 3 towards that. So
yeah, and check out
yeah.
TrainSmart585 on YouTube. We'll be posting these there. We got a whole bunch of exercise videos on there, and yeah, let us know. We want to hear questions. Or even just say, hey guys, how you doing? Whatever, something. Yeah.
something interactive.
Comments, yeah.